Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I'm creating a cheat sheet for my perfect survey method that someone can look at and do within minutes. If you're new, hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications to ensure that you do not miss any of the new videos that we publish. If you like these videos, share them with your friends. If you have any comments, always comment below. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, or you can text me at 917-636-1998. That's my text community where I will answer all of your questions, and we can create a cool relationship. Here's what I'm gonna do. I wanna create a cheat sheet on my 5-step perfect survey framework. What I mean by that is it's the types of questions and things you want to ask yourself when you are building a survey. My perfect survey method has the 5 different steps, but there's a lot of details that go into each of those 5 steps. There's a lot of mistakes that people make that people want to avoid when they're building their surveys. We want to be able to attract, identify, segment, target, and position. But before we can do that, when we're looking to build it, right, this is where you start to ask yourself, what is my survey goal? What that means is when someone completes a survey, I'm not asking you what you want them to do 2 weeks from now, a year from now. I'm asking you right now, when you go and you get a lead, this is for us targeting cold leads. When you go and get a lead and they go through the entire survey, they give you their information, they sign up with their name and email, they land on your outcome page. You're gonna give them what you promised them from the front end. Now, you're gonna want them to transition into some call to action. What do you want them to do? And that's gonna be based on your business. It could be that you want them to sign up for something free, right? It could be a newsletter. It could be following you on some social channel, signing up for your podcast, YouTube, right? Any of that stuff. The other way you could do it is if you're gonna sell something, usually on a cold lead, you don't wanna sell anything that's certainly more than $100, I'd say. The lower the better, right? If you wanna try to get a credit card out of the user, right? We all know that a lead is powerful. A lead with somebody who has taken out their credit card and bought something from you is that much better, right? Now you have a buyer versus a lead, right? Big, big difference. Now, what we want to know, if I were building you a survey, I need to know, like, what do you sell? Like, what is your core offer? Because the ultimate goal here is either to, if you can, sell it right here and then. If you have a low ticket like that, you could. But if you have a higher ticket, something that you're going to charge somebody, when I say high ticket, like thousands of dollars, if these people don't know who you are and they're just meeting you, it's highly unlikely that they're going to buy it. You don't want to try to sell them right now. You're trying to build up trust. So what you'd be doing is you try to get them into your top of the funnel, right? We're getting their email address, their phone number, whatever it is that you want to get from them. But then you want them to take some action. That's the thing that you want to work towards, is understanding your goal that's going to work towards your core offer. So the more you know about it, the easier it is for me to be able to recommend something to my clients. We're now doing a segmentation survey, right? So we're already know who our audience is and what different groups we're going to segment. So you want to know what your segments are. What are your segments? Okay? So in this scenario, you want to know who it is you're going to be segmenting by group. Simple as that. The segments, once you know who they are, is really important to know before you start building, because you're going to start from the back of the survey funnel and work your way forward. Everything needs to be relevant. Remember, as much fun as we want to make this survey, as awesome as the survey is going to be and entertaining, and people are going to learn about themselves, you are still in business to make a sale. At some point, all of this stuff has to be relevant to what you're selling. Don't forget that. People make that mistake all the time. They'll create these surveys and it has no relevance to what their offer is for what they're selling. And it doesn't make any sense. There's no flow to it, right? And the idea is you need to have some flow, but on the flip side of that, you also, if you don't have any relevance to the front end, the quality of those leads are not going to be great, right? It's really important. People make a big mistake with that. So be sure that you know your segments. If you don't know your segments, you need to create a market research survey and ask them, When it comes to buying a home, what is your biggest issues? When it comes to selling your home, what are your biggest problems? What's the number one problem you're struggling with right now? You just want to ask these questions and they're going to tell you. And then you just got to analyze that data. And that's going to help you build out your segments. Or what it's going to do is it's going to make you realize that what you're doing maybe isn't the right path. And maybe you figure something else out while asking these questions. Also, what's going to happen is in these segments, usually you want to have anywhere from like 3 to 6 segments. You want to have enough, but not too many. The more segments that you create, the more work you have. Because what's going to happen is you're going to customize your messaging to each of them. It's still more work than having 3, right? For the most part, though, most of the information is relatively the same other than the custom messaging that you're going to be using towards each segment based on whatever's going on in their lives. Usually the types of segmentation, and you can segment in a lot of different ways, but we're going to stick with a few where it's a simple success path. So there's a path that everybody follows, right? There's a linear path. There's a step 1, a step 2, a step 3, step 4, and you just want to know where are you in that process. Those are the kind of ways you want to think about how you're going to break out your segments. And then what you're doing is you're ultimately being able to now focus on whatever their problem is, and then what does your solution solve that problem. Here's the cheat sheet for the beginning part of it. We're working from the back. Now we have at least enough information to get started. We know who they are, we know the segments that now we're going to use, and we understand what our goals are on the survey of what we want them to do at the end. So now we start from the front. The next step would be your hook. The hook is the part that you're going to be creating some attraction to somebody that has no idea who you are or what you're about. The first thing you want to do when you're trying to create a hook is you want to try to think about what are the keywords that you want to use for your specific business. Now, we know who our segments are. These segments are going to be our outcomes, the results. These are the 3 different custom targeted messages that we need to create for each of our segments. But we got to get there. So you want to ask the right questions. So you're asking the first part about who are they, you're getting them clicking. Then, do you care where they are? Does the geolocation matter, right? Geographics. So you want to know where are they? You want to get into what do they think? What are their opinions on things? What do they believe? Those are the type of questions that we call psychographic, okay? So those types of questions could be questions around what are their challenges? What are their problems? What do they believe their problems are? What do they think is wrong with them? You want to ask, like, what do you do, right? This is more on the behaviors of what the person does. Do you like to read? Do you like to watch a video? Or do you like to listen to a podcast? That's important. If I learn on how you like to consume content, then I could, maybe my goal is to figure out what type of format you consume content on, and then I want to either get you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, my podcast, or my blog. You don't want to try to take people away from the platform they're comfortable with. You're ultimately asking certain questions so that then you're just going to create some logic and what we call outcome mapping. And with outcome mapping, you could do it where you can ask a question, and based on their answer, you can decide on which segment they belong in. You could do it by a score, a weighted score. And then what you do is you create ranges. And based on the range, they're going to fall into a different group. Once you do that, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be creating your lead opt-in page where you're going to have somebody land on the page when they're completed because you need to capture some information. And what we're starting to do is we're starting to customize the messaging, right? So it's like, okay, well now what do I want my survey goal to be? Do I want them to book a call? Do I want them to sign up for a newsletter? Do I want them to watch a webinar? I can give them away something free, right? Like in this scenario, we're giving away this book. Right? I'm the best-selling author of this with 7 other people. I have 500 copies I'm giving away for free. To show you my appreciation for taking this survey and spending some time with me and telling me a little about yourself, I'm going to give you a free copy of my book. All you got to do is pay shipping and handling, right? You create a funnel. Maybe you have an order bump and an upsell on the back end to try to get them to maybe spend some more money, right? Because you really want to look to just just break even on the media buy in the front end. If you could break even, that is a home run. What else do you want to do on your outcome page? You want to try to create some urgency. You want to create some scarcity to try to take action. There's only 500 copies. Once those 500 copies are gone, that's it. So the first 500 people that take this offer are going to get this free book, right? So it's just getting people to take some action, right? But what I've done here is I've been able to transition. You're going to put a link that you're going to link out to your offer wherever you want, right? Reserve your copy now. They click, they're going to go to my sales funnel. Now I'm done with the survey. They just went through, caught their information. I got some information about them. This is the whole process here, man. This is it. It's beautiful. This is a cheat sheet that I just built for myself that I got to clean up a little bit. And then guess what, guys? I can use this as a giveaway for people, right? I can give this the perfect survey cheat sheet. This is just to build it in my system. The questions you want to ask yourself to be able to build the perfect survey and avoid making all the mistakes that people make when building a survey. That's how I would be building my business. But I'd also be doing it by helping other people become successful, right? If they're not successful, they're not going to stay as a client of mine. So I need them, I need you to have success. And by doing so, that builds my business, I build their business, I make a positive impact on them, they're making a positive impact on other people in the world. We're all doing great things, we're building our legacy, we're making money, we're happy, and we're loving what we do. Boom. And that's it, guys. That's my cheat sheet. That's all I got for right now. Hope this was helpful. Hope it gave you some insight on this. If you guys have any questions, comment below. Thank you for watching. Remember, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscription button below and turn on your notifications so that you will be alerted anytime we create any new content. With that said, I appreciate you guys. I thank you for listening and spending some time with me today. Go check out some of my other videos on this channel. Got some awesome other videos that are gonna piggyback what we're talking about here to give you more insight on your lead generation strategies, how to use a survey, how to monetize your leads, how to get free traffic, and all that other good stuff that all is involved with lead generation. So go check out those other videos and I'll see you over there. Take care, guys.